What is up, everybody? It's me, it's Dean, and I am back on the JFS. And if you can hear, I have a new microphone. I'm still fiddling with positioning and volume. I have it farther away from my face than I usually have. The last couple videos you saw, it was like right in front of me, and I was not happy with that. So we're trying this. This might suck, but just want to check it out. But we're in Red Star's quarters. Since the last video, both Red Star and Shawston have made their own rooms. Muck is still on vacation, so probably won't be seeing him for a little while. And this is our meeting room so far. Oh, there's a sign in here. I was on the moon with the double Among Us. Anybody still talk about Among Us? But yeah, this is coming along pretty nicely. I put my banner behind one of these. Oh, and either this side or this side, maybe both. I'm thinking about putting an official entrance in. And we also have to do the exterior of this, so still some work to be done. But we're going to take a break from that and go to our spawn base. Maybe after we sleep, though. But, in case you may not be able to tell, maybe not, that little throat clearing may have hinted at it, I am a little bit sick. So I'm doing a quick video by myself, just on the off chance that I get even more sick over the next couple days, which would render me unable to record anything. So, at the very least, while I'm not feeling too horrible, might as well try to get something out for the week. Yeah, it's that time of year, so. But, yeah, this new microphone, pretty cool. It's the, it's not the Blue Yeti that I said I was gonna get. It is the Fifine AM8T, I think is what it is. Came with its own stand, and it has like little, has a gain knob on it. Has little colors on the back. I can mute it on the underside, so pretty neat. We're gonna get away from that anomaly over there. But yeah, before I considered buying the Blue Yeti, I decided to take one last look through Amazon and came across this one. You know, just trying to save a bit of money for the purchase, and this one was the microphone and the stand for less than the Blue Yeti microphone by itself. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Just gotta figure out where exactly to place it in regards to me, because in the couple of videos I did last week, we did a supermarket together, and we tried out the new Jackbox. My microphone was way higher than everybody else's. It drowned everyone out, so volume is not my strong suit, apparently, with these videos. Never has been, I guess. Granted, I've never had a microphone where I've never even messed with audio separate from anything else, so. But I'll work on that, so. Yeah, we're gonna head back to spawn. There's a couple things I want to show. And I guess this would be a good time to do a life update type episode. And I'm even going to talk about the life update concept itself a little bit, because I've had some eye-opening moments lately about that and life itself. So there's really not much to say about, like, in terms of life update itself. Work is work. But, oh yeah, frames tank over here, by the way. We're down to like 20 FPS. 15, 17. So I gotta get something to fix that, I think. But if I look away, it comes back a little bit. So, I know that under Cosmic Space, she has a lot of like glowing item frames, and I hear those are pretty tanky on the old. On okay, on the old FPS. Oh, this is not where I wanted to be. I was so certain I was gonna die there. I don't want to. I'll just torch this up real quick. Make an inventory spot on my person. 1 and 0. Pretty neat down here. Oh, I could escape that way if I wanted to. I recognize the cave. But yeah, already forgot what I was talking about. I was gonna start talking about life update stuff. Not much to talk about. Work is work. It's getting cold out. So those are kind of the main things. But the big thing I want to discuss or to talk about is something that I've done a few times and need to actually, you know, do it for realsies this time. And that is handle my money issues. And I've been hard at work at that. By the way, I made this. We're already getting distracted. Don't worry, we'll get back to it. But yep, spawn portal. I made like a proper spawn portal structure. We got this kind of copper mechanism. It's kind of, it looks cool from here because it looks like the portal is drawing energy from the amethyst to keep it powered. So it's like something to do with this, like if you bring the amethyst close enough, you can power the portal. But if you bring it too close, it might explode or something. So, and I'm letting it rust in places so it looks old. And some of the nether has leaked out. And then I turned it into some mesa to match the biome that we spawned in. And then back here, I made a proper bridge. Not a fancy one, but at least it's better than what we had. And a little hut for the enchanting station that probably won't get any use anymore, but it's there. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. Trying to pay off my debts, and last couple times that I attempted to do this, I did it, and then, but I only did it for the purpose of moving. And then once I moved, like, my debts came back, surprisingly. Or is it? So this time around, I'm not moving anywhere. And when I had that little incident a couple months ago now where I couldn't work, I couldn't work for a week for the weird account reasons. I added some floors here. I'm working on the staircase. Yeah, that screwed things up. But during that time, I had a bit of an eye-opening moment. And decided I need to give myself a kick in the butt. And fix those issues. Fix my debt for good this time. Let's get situated here. Do that. And we'll put these in here. Make some of these. So up here, this I don't know what I'm doing with. This floor, also don't know what I'm doing with. It's a little too low because of good fortunes. But the next floor, which would be here, I suppose. Will be storage. a little bit spacey, I guess. So, yeah, right here. That's low. Let's go another level to here. This works. But it's one higher than that. Like so. Because I think this is a full block. I don't have a tester for it. Yes. But yeah, paying off debts. Something I've done before. Something I have not kept off. But I'm actually putting in a much bigger effort into doing that for realsies this time. I have no intentions of moving. I've already renewed my lease for another year. And I expect to move again, or I expect to not move again for a while. So, because of that, my game plan for this, I'm already into phase 2 of paying off all my debts. Phase 1 was to get rid of all my subscription services that I had. And I didn't have many. I had YouTube Premium and Amazon Prime and like a couple others that I don't even remember. And that saved me about $20 to $25 a month right there, which is a start. Oh, that's a great placement. And then we move on to phase 2, which is I have 2 of those Affirm buy now, pay later type accounts, where you do basically what it says. You split the entire cost of a purchase into monthly payments with interest, of course, and of course it's enticing. It was enticing to me at the time because, like, well, I can't afford all of these things. Like, what crazy placement. I can't afford all of these things, like, up front, but if I cut it down to, like, $50 a month, I could do that, at least for right now. And then summer hit, and my electric bill skyrocketed, and money got really tight, and I was not working all of my hours every week because there were not enough routes to go around, etc., etc. And yeah, it did not work out. And I have 2 of those, or I had 2 of those, because as of today, I paid one of them off. Basically, I've just been whatever money I have left over. Which has been helped by the raise that Amazon gave us. I've been basically dumping extra money into that account, and then with the other account, in the meantime, I'd been making like slightly higher than the minimum payment, just to hurry that along a little bit. And so, yeah, today I got one of those paid off, and then the other one is pretty close as well. And my plan for those is to have both of them paid off by the end of this year. That process should be expedited by the holiday season, where I will be working 5 days a week. I don't think I'll be doing any 6-day work weeks, but they might not even be offering 6-day work weeks this year because we have so many more people than we did last time because a different delivery group went under, so we kind of absorbed some of their assets, including their employees. But yeah, one of them's paid off. The other one I'd like to pay off by the end of the year, and then we can go into phase 3. And each phase is kind of overlapping each other a little bit. Each part of each phase is going to overlap a little bit as well. So, for example, like I said, when I was paying off the first Affirm account, I was making slightly higher than minimum payments on the other one. Now, that I have the one account left, should just turn all of this into brick. Or I could just do it like that for now. But yeah, now that I have one Affirm account left, Phase 3 is basically working on each of my credit cards in order of lowest to highest credit limit, in which I'm going to, again, do slightly higher than minimum payments, make sure I don't use that card for anything. I may still use the other cards for purchases in the meantime if I decide to. I would like to cut back on that as well. Spending is still an issue for me. Although, I have been a lot better on cutting down on almost completely eliminating just buying stuff, you know, like Amazon purchases. Because this time last year, I was like buying several things off Amazon. That's how I got the Affirm accounts in the first place, buying stuff off Amazon. This time, like, today, for example, I bought a game off Steam, and it kind of took me like all day to convince myself to do it. And twice I actually, there's a pretty cheap game on sale that I considered buying for a bunch of us that would only be like $25 if I bought like 5 or 6 copies of it. But I could not convince myself to do it, because like, what if we don't even, you know, what if I buy it for a bunch of people and they don't want to play it, you know? What if I you know? So, but I ended up buying a different game, which was slightly cheaper than the 6 others. Do I want to connect this to the window? I think I do want to go all the way up almost to the window. I think I do want to include on the window. Yeah, we'll go all the way up to it. But yeah, I've been good on that, and there's been times where I've like looked at my Amazon wish list and considered, hey, maybe I'll buy this, maybe I'll buy that. And I ultimately don't do it, which is a huge step forward compared to like this time last year, where I would have been like, yeah, I have the money, I'll figure it out later. So that's good. The big issue though is food, and that's kind of the thing that's always been a problem. When it comes to groceries, it's been kind of tough, because like everything's expensive. So it's like I've tried, Jesus, the placement. I've tried, like, I'll buy as many groceries as I can to, like, you know, satiate my hunger, I guess. Because I'm kind of a grazer, or I'll eat because I'm bored. That's kind of the main issue. That should be pretty good. But like, because of that, I've tried, like, what if I did a week where I knew I should have gotten torches. I'm like, I've become horrible at combat these days. Well, I can sleep right here. But yeah, I've tried just buying groceries. I've tried a week of like just like buying food as I go throughout the week. You know, whether that's fast food or like groceries, but only buying for the day or for the time I'm hungry. And I never really found a notable difference between the two. It's just both expensive. But for my health, I need to eat better, which I have been, but I still have the whole fast food part. When I do buy groceries, I buy healthier groceries. It's just the, fast food bit that I need to cut down on. And there's some things that I've done that have like helped a bit on the financial side, like instead of just buying like less expensive options, but eventually I need to cut back on that entirely, and I don't know if I should focus on that now or wait until I take things one at a time, basically. I'm kind of leaning towards the latter, but I'm kind of wondering if I should not do it like that. I have to go back down again. But in terms of the financial side, yeah, my ultimate goal is to have my debts cleared by this time next year, or by the end of next year even. This time period between now and I want to say like April or May, when my electric bill starts going back up again, is very crucial in all of this, because this is when I have like the most money available to me, because like my electric bill is only getting cheaper from here. It's already down around $50 right now. That's not the way I want to do it. So while it's down that low, I need to take advantage of it and pay stuff off. And then after the peak season ends, it'll get kind of tougher because the routes at my job will start to go down. But tax season will be around the corner, and I've so far always had a return on my taxes, and so that's another opportunity to get some money that I can just dump into whatever account that I'm trying to pay off. And then hopefully by the time summer rolls around, or by the time it gets hot enough that I have to turn the AC on again, I will have paid off enough that I can continue to snowball paying off my debts, or at the very least survive the summer a little bit a little bit easier. Why did it do that? I hate the pick block thing now. Why does it do that? I could have sworn that it I could have sworn the pick block feature was a little different in older updates, but I thought it never swapped your weapons and tools or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But yeah, I'm hoping that by next summer, I'll have paid off enough stuff that I can continue to either snowball paying things off through the summer, or at the very least, get through the summer a little bit more comfortably than I did this past year. And then when, temperatures start going back down again, I can, get back on it and finish paying things off. And then we'll go into the final phase, which is building savings. And for that, the only game plan I have for that is I have 2 savings accounts, and I would like to use one for more immediate purchases that I've wanted to do for a while. Things like I don't even know. Maybe a vacation, for example. Actually have a savings set up for taking a little trip and not having to worry about the consequences of my actions afterwards. And then the other savings account would be my rainy day savings, where I dump money in there and ignore it for as long as I can until I have to use it. Did I get him? I got him. Oh! I got a trident. As long as the other guy doesn't murder me. an out-of-character thing. Like, I was not saying, don't look at what I'm working on. Okay. Oh, zombie, okay. That makes more sense. So, maybe I was just too loud for my own good. Okay, get the trident, get the pickaxes. Those are the only two things I really care about. And we are back. This is my second attempt at recording this because, I'm streaming the World Series Game 7 and it apparently lagged out, the previous attempt at recording. This seems to be better. There's some spawn town lag, but that's normal. I still got the stream up, but it's, looks like it's running better. So we're going to retry this, but I wanted to show what I've updated. I got all my stuff up here for storage, and down here I got color storage. This is going to be terracotta, concrete, glazed terracotta, wool, dyes, and flowers, I believe. And then we have furnaces, bedroom. I might even add some more stuff like farms on the way up here. Problem is, I don't like the way this looks, the mesa coming in. I think it looks good on the outside, where it looks like the tower is rising out of the mesa, but on the inside, it just looks kind of patchy and weird, and it makes the rest of this look weird and not good. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this stuff as is and just fix this part, which is probably what I'm gonna do. So yeah. Is there anything else around here that I wanted to look at or do? No. I showed a couple clips. Actually, I should head upstairs to prove what had happened. Yeah, in the first clip, which was basically a slideshow, I got myself a trident, and then, of course, I died to a zombie, but I got my stuff back. If I go in here, there it is. Got it back safely. So, that was convenient. Don't even have, looting on anything, so... but we're gonna sail this way. This will be a much shorter update, because I've already forgotten what I've talked about. Oh yeah, today is... it's a couple days after the previous recording. Nowhere near as sick as I was the first day. So, I guess it's a short-lived... It wasn't really a bad cold to begin with, but yeah, feel pretty good right now, so that's good. Looks like there's something going on over there, which is interesting. Coming around to here, to the satellite and the farms. Yeah, this is where I got the trident from. Not from that guy. He's still there. But there was another trident drowned down here, and I managed to shoot him with the bow and get the trident. So, now for the farms, I realized that I made in the previous group session that we had with Shasta and Red Star, I made an offhand comment at the very end, like, don't look at the farms. I did not mean that literally. It was supposed to be more of an in-character statement than, like, me actually saying it. Because in the episode, I was, like, you know, acting funny. Because of the weird things going on over here. And I actually want people to be curious as to what's going on, because things are changing. So yeah, look at the farms. Just don't get too close. I would say do not go past the walls. But everything outside is good, because I'm still working on stuff inside the walls. But right now, There's like one thing that I'll have to cover up before I start working on it, and then there's like some finishing touches I gotta do. But yeah, you can look at it. Do not take that too literally. Now over here, um, with the satellite, not much work has been done on it recently because for me, it's because Muckluck has not been around. I think he's still in Japan. So we're kind of holding off. Well, I'm kind of holding off on working anything until he gets back, I think. Because there's not really much more for us to do. Not really much more for me to do. There's a little bit that I can work on, and I'll show you what I mean. But for the exterior, we have to do like the landscape of the moon. And I think the original idea was to go half and half, with like a hot side and a cold side. But I have to double check what we were planning on. I don't know if I want to head that. I don't even know where to begin with it. But yeah, so. And then up here, yeah, right here, I decided to line this up with my banner. But we were talking about having like cockpits or quadrants up here where we can like customize our little like pilot seat area. So this is going to be mine. So this is something that we can work with in work on in a future episode, maybe next week's. So, and then here is where we're going to do the door. The door. I considered doing it down here instead, but it doesn't look right. And the reason why I was considering that is because if I have a door here, I'm going to have to get rid of the staircase, because otherwise you'll walk through the door and fall down the stairs. So I was trying to decide, because if I get rid of the stairs, it would basically make this hallway kind of useless. I was like, what could I do to make this matter a little bit more? And I think a simple answer to that would be to just make like a small staircase down to the engine room on both ends. Like I could have one, yeah. I I could have one on this side that takes you to like the outer edge of it, right? Where you can work on like the engines themselves or whatever. And then on the other side, you would have a way down to get into like this middle bit. Yeah, so you can work on the interior. And that would give the hallway some use. So the only issue with that is that the staircase would have to come down to here. It's going to be very narrow. So this might have to be shortened, but there would have to be like a very, because it's right here, it'd be a very narrow staircase down, I think. Or I could just leave the hatch like this and just wall this off or something. You know, something's gonna happen here, but we'll figure it out. Let's patch this back up. Yeah, so those are the three main things. The exterior, the pilot area, and the door that we can still work on out here. Those are the three main things I wanted to cover. I guess we should go inside and sleep. Boop. Yeah, I did that in half the time. Less craziness happened this time around. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to mention. Just do a little update. I did edit out a little quip about basically I was doing a life update in the first recording, and then the second part of that recording was me talking about how I need to do life updates less because, you know, personal information on the internet where everybody can see it. You know, not only are you essentially doxing yourself, but like, managers and such can, you know, potential places that you want to work at could get a hold of that and be like, ooh, I don't want to hire this guy. He says something weird on his Minecraft episode, episode 102 or whatever. I don't have rails up here. I don't remember where I put them. But I suppose I should have... Well, I can make some. Suppose I should have kept some rails up here. I don't think I can actually make any. Oh, well, I can. Just gotta use pale oak. Not exactly the most ideal usage of this. Boop. And then we just do this. Put the minecart on, push it. Oh, it did not work this time. Huh. There we go. Then you just boop. So you just gotta not like bump into it, basically. It'll stay there. But yeah, I am trying to make sure I don't, you know, talk about, you know, make sure I don't do life updates as often. Granted, there's not as much to talk about, but what I did talk about in this episode is kind of a big deal for me, so kind of wanted to get it off my chest and out in the open, as the neighbors throw things in their apartment, apparently. I don't know what goes on upstairs, but yeah, they're loud. Much louder than they used to be. I guess that's different neighbors, though. But anyways, yeah, I want to... Not only is there less to say, but I just wanted to make sure that I refocus my content more on, you know, doing stuff and interacting with other people. So that means less talking about my life and less putting, you know, personal information out there. Because when I was, you know, younger, I'm like, nobody watches this, nobody cares. So, but even then, like, people are, you know, people can still find it if they want to find it. And that's the problem. So, but like this season I feel like I've done pretty good on cutting back on that. This is the only the second video where I've talked about life. And I really only did it because I'm sick and thus didn't really want to like interact too much with other people while I'm sick. Because I've actually recorded other life updates and then edited them out because I had like other content that could work in its place. You know, interacting with other people and stuff. So yeah, that should do for this video. I'm just gonna sail back to base here. But yeah, I'm gonna do less life update stuff, less boring content that could get me in trouble in the future. But I don't know, talking about good news, like dealing with my, or potential good news, I guess, you know, dealing with my finances is kind of, it's a saga that I would like to, you know, officially close. And yeah. I don't know. Oh, we're back here. I guess I want to finish that story both in real life and in the videos, because it's surprisingly been a staple of my videos for years, and it deserves to come to a conclusion. Alright, I'm gonna put some pants on for the finale. Some regular copper leggings. Right, that should do for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.